Hari Om. Sarvebhyaha Namo Namaha. Ram 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 to everyone. Swagatam. Let us begin with the Prarthana. Gurureva Gatihi Gurumeva Bhaje Gurunaiva Sahasmi Namo Gurave Na Gurov Paramam Shishurasmi Gurov Matirasti Gurao Mama Pahi Guru Gurureva Gatihi Gurumeva Bhaje Gurunaiva Sahasmi Namo Gurave Na Guru Paramam Shishurasmi Guru Matirasti Guru Mama Pahi Guru Gurureva Gatihi Gurumeva Bhaje Gurunaiva Sahasmi Namo Gurave Na Guru Paramam Shishurasmi Guru Matirasti Guru Mama Pahi Guru. With this prarthana, we are beginning our today's class. As you have already witnessed last classes, we have covered the introduction about avyayas, how avyayas work, what is their role in the language, how they are what forms they take, how they appear, what meanings they give out, what are their features, characteristics, many things we have discussed in detail. Okay. So avyayas, the words which remain unchanged in all genders, numbers and cases are called indeclinables. So this is the matter which is given in the book. Okay. The following stanza defines the indeclinables. Sadrisham trishu lingeshu sarvasu cha vibhaktishu vachaneshu cha sarveshu yannavyeti tadavyayam. Okay, so there was one interesting thing which I was I was wondering. They said if it is an avyaya, if nothing is changing in it, they are mentioning only three things. What are they? Linga, Vachana, Vibhakti. Why didn't they mention Kala, Purusha and Vachana? Okay, so Vachana they mentioned. So why didn't they mention Kala and Purusha? So there will not be any Kala for that, but there will not be any Prakara for that. Why didn't they say? And Panini also does one thing, this is a Shastriya thing, but it will be interesting for you to know. Apadamna Prayunjita is a famous, a very, very famous quotation in Sanskrit Vyakarana. So people quote it often. Apadam. What is a padam? Suptingandam padam. So whatever you want to do prayoga, you should do prayoga of supting. Whatever ends in sup and ting is only padam. So avyayas don't have sup and ting, Then they say, then how are they prayogarha? Then the question arises naturally that how can we do the prayoga of avyayas? Then they are apadam, they are not padas. Then what Panini does is very interesting how grammar works technically. So Panini says that all avyayas get sup and they go away. Okay. So there is within Shastra there are certain axioms, or no, not axioms, but exactly to say certain niyamas. We can say they are all good rules. Okay, some rule is there. It says that if a lopa happens, lopa of something happens, then the characteristic of that particular thing which got lopa remains as it is. Okay, it comes, adds and goes away, but still it's what you call it, its effect, its prabhava is remaining. So when we say that avyayas get sup and sup goes away, the suptva remains. That means it has got padatva. Now sup is not in prayoga, but still it comes and goes away. Lopa has happened, but still the quality of that. So that is how they give the padatvam. This was one more thing which I could add. These are all interesting things. How you grammar theories are very, very interesting. So this is one thing. Okay, then I was wondering why did they say Kala Purusha? So if at all avyayas had any category other than themselves, then it will be like maybe shabdas. They are very near to shabdas because of their other qualities. Okay, because the way they behave are not near to kriyas anywhere. So there is no danger of them falling into the category of kriyas. That's why kriyas said no problem, don't mention kala and purusha for avyayas. Just mention that there are no linga vachana vibhakti vikaras. There are no changes that are happening. Vikara in Sanskrit is change. So there are no changes that happen into the because of avyayas into the category of kriya padas. So that is how. These are all like interesting observations. We can just apply them. Though not your level, it's not of your level, these theories and all, but still it will be interesting for you to know. You will later explore all of this. So this is how. So in this karika also, they mention that in the three lingas it is same. In all the vibhaktis it is same. In all the vachanas it is same. That means it has no other forms. So to tell that one single sentence, they use whole karika. So this is the way of Shastra. Shastra is like tells by negation, tells by assertion and all these like ideas. So some of the important indeclarables in Sanskrit and their meanings. That's what I said. Avyayas are always introduced in this format. Like some list is given and their meanings are given, and we are expected to learn them. Like they are just pairs, couple like pairs of words and meanings, word and meaning pairs. So a lot of pairs are given according to somebody's Shakti. They give you Kale gives some more than 100, 200 avyayas. Somebody gives more like that. Okay. So Apte gives some avyayas. So they are like what they feel about the common avyayas that they give. Okay. Same like dhatu. Somebody likes some dhatu, so they give some certain list. But we always have an exhaustive dhatu pata for dhatus, but unfortunately we don't have an avyaya patha. But and I don't think they are formed newly. They are just whatever in the language they are there. I mean, they are not generated newly. But they are like enlisted. That's all. Okay. So they are enlisted in the koshas and all. So there is one avyaya kosha by Srinivasacharya. Sorry. So he wrote one Avyaya Kosha, which is very excellent book. You'll get very good idea and it's freely downloadable in the archive.org, Avyaya Kosha. I'll try to give the link in the chat if possible, if I find it before ending of this class, because I didn't plan it. So if it is available, I'll give you. So in that he gives the description of avyayas, how they work, their meaning, but it's all in Sanskritam only. Nothing is in English. So you should have very good grip over Sanskrit to understand their the technical words he uses and all. So they will be like one letter avyaya, two letters avyaya, but the meanings will run through pages. Okay, some multiple pages it runs to with examples and all. So it's a very interesting book. So this all stories behind avyayas. Just don't undermine them. That is what the whole discussion, the point, the central point is. Please don't undermine them. Oh, these are avyayas. They don't change anyway. What is like newly we are learning? What is there? Don't worry like that. I mean, avyayas. I said like in rupa it is same, but in the artha it is not as simple as it looks for outside. That's what I had told in the last class. So we should keep that always in our mind. Right. So the avyayas, I just asked someone to read out the avyayas list so that we'll cover it in the class just for reading sake. That's all. Nothing like special. Yeah. Nataraja Pushpavana. Yeah. Please, Bhrata, you can read.
Yeah. Into I read this over. No problem. Okay. You are in daytime. Soyam in the evening. Bahi out beside except. Pratah in the morning. Naktam in the night. Purah again. Shanai slowly. Yeah, yesterday. Shwa, tomorrow.
Right. Thank you. So Amita Bhagini also raised her hand. So please.
Ma'am, sorry.
So yes, brother, you are asking something?
Yeah. Diva in daytime or Diva is daytime, ma'am?
Diva
in daytime.
is actually in daytime, during daytime. Yes, Diva is not just a day, but during daytime.
When they use no Diva time, so like that if we say it is day and night, isn't it?
Let me check. Let me check if in is there in the meaning. One moment. It's a good question. Like I never bothered because I always took it as like during daytime. So Divana Bhukti is the so day one does not eat. It does not come like that. So we have to add in. That's why I took it because there is a Shastriya Udaharana. Pino Devadattaha Divana Bhukte. It's a very famous, like it comes always. Bechara Devadatta is very fat. He does not eat in the morning. That is the sentence. Then he eats in the night is the interpretation. Okay. Yes. So the dictionary says by day in the daytime. Okay. So it's not just a day, but in the daytime.
In the day.
In the yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, Amita Bhagini, you can just go ahead.
Avyayani adya today, ekada one, sarvada always, re he pejoratively, idanim now, saha sakam sardham samam together, api also, atra here, putra where, chiram for long.
Let us now ask Annapurna Bhagini for the next set.
Ram Bhagini.
Ram. Yeah.
Tushneem quietly. Swayam oneself. Vritha futile. Na no. Ma never. Cha and. Va are. Evam thus. Itham this way.
Like you said, this, it is thus. Okay, it's not thus. Like you said, THIS, this. So it is thus.
Yeah. Okay. Atha, thereafter.
Now see, let me see more are there. Yes. Okay. G. Rama Bhagini also wants to read. Next set, she will read.
Namaste Bhagini. Hey. Boho, sir. Kada, when. Tadanim, then. Pura, in olden times. Alam, enough. Idi, thus. Upari, above. Tatra, there. Ataha, therefore.
Okay. Next set, Murali.
Yes, madam. Kutaha, where from? Katham, how? Tataha, thereafter. Tatha, so. Sarvatha, always. Samyak, well. Iva, like. Avashyam, surely.
Okay, one moment. Let me just check Samyak. I'm doubtful about Samyak being Avyaya. One moment.
Samyak avyaya, madam.
Let me just check.
Okay. I also remember it's avyaya. Samyak.
There is an Avyaya and there is a Visheshana also.
Yes.
Okay, so both
Okay,
are.
madam.
because
Okay,
I
madam.
Samyak Rupas. Okay,
Huh.
so okay, right.
Thank
Huh.
you, madam.
Good. Well read. Thank you for all of you
Thank you,
for
madam.
reading. So that it doesn't look monotonous in the class, like I'm speaking. Doesn't look good. I don't like it at all. Well, so additional details is like Eva is telling about Eva, the author. So just quite, this signifies certainty. Certainty is this only, just this. Okay, so like that. Avadharana, Eva. So Ahameva, I myself. Vadatyeva will surely tell when, and this is one point, like Eva will come for this kind of usage. When Chit and Chana are followed by Kim, the meaning will undergo change. What kind of change? It becomes to indefinite. Okay, it becomes to indefinite. Indefinite means in Hindi we say koi, right? Okay, in that koi or someone, something. So, so when we say when you will do the homework, the teacher will ask. Then student says, "I'll do it. I'll do it after a while or something." So, can you define the while? Okay, you cannot define the while. That is a problem. Okay, so that is how. So some and all these words are very dangerous words, you know. Give me some time. So some time. How much time? So how much is it? 1 day, 1 week, or like 1 hour? It's short or long. So if I say, do you want 1 hour? Oh, not that less time. So do you want 1 day? No, not that much. So it will be done in between. So some can mean anything, right? According to the idea of the speaker. So it's totally like very indefinite sense. So that same effect is produced in the Sanskrit also. So what is interesting happens with Chit and Chana is they are added to all the question words. All the question words. It's not with like just Kim, but all the forms of Kim. So Kim generates like one Pratipadika in a Sarvanama generates into three. Two here, one in between. So three will be like generated. So what happens is there are one Pratipadika leads to three forms like in Pullinga, Strilinga, and Napumsakalinga. So there and this all Vibhakti forms are there for each of the this thing masculine and feminine and neuter. There will be like 7 into 3 tables, so there will be like 60 some odd forms like 21, 21, 21, 63 forms. Right, so these 63 forms are going to have, but Napumsakalinga will again have the so these 21, 21, 42 and then 42 plus 6 forms. So somewhere around 48 forms of Kim. So 48 forms of Kim, no, 42 plus 3, 45 forms, not they are repeated, right? So 45 forms of Kim. And then these Pratyaya added Sarvanamas becoming Avyas, Kada, Putra, Katham, and all those Kiyat, okay, Kiyat, I didn't find it. Kiyat, Chit, I didn't find. So I like this. Like this, all question words, the Avyaya question words and the like Namapada question, Sarvanama question words. All together will have this Chit and Chana, and whenever it is added, it becomes, along with that meaning, it goes to indefinite. Like Tena Kritam. So by him it is done. So then Kena, by whom? Kena Chit Kritam, by someone. So Tena will have that particular person, and Kena, by whom? Kena Chit, by someone. So the same meaning will, like the by will be followed. Kena will retain its meaning, but it becomes indefinite, by someone, like that. So Kebhyaschit, if we say Kebhyaschit. So Kebhyaha, for whom, if we take Chaturthi Bahuvachana. For whom, so it is for so and so, for some. Kebhyaschit, for someone who will just take it. So like that. So it will be like Kachana. Kachana is someone feminine. Kaschit, Kaschana, Kachit, Kachana. So both Chit and Chana, Kebhyaschit, Kebhyaschana. So because it's starting with Cha, and if it is like followed by a visarga, then the Sha comes. Very interestingly, it becomes a like kash and chit. Kaha, like kaha has a visarga, chit has cha starting, so it will take kash, kashchit. Ka is, we should be very careful with while adding chit and chana. We should see if visarga is there. So kash chana, if we say, then it will become plural. Kash chana naryaha, some women. So we should say kash chana. So ka chana nari, some woman, like some women and some woman, like that. So chana and chit, all this. Kada chana, so ma phaleshu kadachana, karmanyevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. So like that. Kashchit kanta viraha guruna swadhikarat pramattah. So all those like shlokas, padyas, we can have numerous, like it comes, it's a very common word. Like chit chana are very common in Sanskrit. Okay. So some people, what they do, it's like, I don't say they are doing it by their knowledge and by consciously they are doing, but what happens is kinchit dehi, they will say. Even if it's a masculine thing, they will say kinchit dehi. So kinchit, there is a avyaya. Okay, one more thing, they all become avyayas. When like this chit chana are added, they are becoming avyayas. Okay, chit and all also are becoming avyayas, I think. When you chit chana is added, the resultant will be an avyaya. Okay, so but it will retain, like the feminine name, the word will be again, if the Sanskrit the Sanskrit quality, the Sanskrit characteristic, you should remember, the word will have its linga. Okay, the meaning will be retained, though it's an avyaya. The inside meaning, like kachana word is a avyaya word, but it will denote a strilinga. Okay, so like that, those things are like some interesting observations on chit and chana. We can write a paper also on that, on a small article also we can write. Okay, now we will quickly run into our jump into our exercises. Okay, increase the volume of my voice. It's already, normally I put this volume only. So Sri textbook, it is Kanchana. So Kam Chana, Kam. So it will be Kanchana, will be Kam Chana. Okay. 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 In the textbook. Okay. That part. Okay. I will change it. Okay. Fine. So it's a correction for the text. I understood now. Right. I'll change it. So Kam Chana, Kanchana. Yeah. So Amita Bhagini, you have something to ask, or you have raised a hand for? I'll lower all hands. So now you raise hands for like this thing. Okay. Right. Amita Bhagini, you can please.
No, just for translation.
Right. I understood that. Yeah. You can start. Gauri grihasya antaha abhavat.
Gauri is inside the house.
Not is, abhavat.
Oh, I'm sorry. Was inside the house.
Inside the house. Okay, Gauri was inside the house. Right. Next, Radhika Bhagini. Udyanasya antaha bahicha amra vriksha arohan. Radhika Lakshmi Narayanan Bhagini.
Hari Om. Bhagini, I was waiting eagerly for, you just started saying about kinchit, that kinchit, kinchana, that you said. I was waiting eagerly for that, because this doubt I have been having for a long time, where we always say a little, when we want to say a little, we use kinchit, kinchana, but not about relating to, I want kinchit what, or kinchana what, whether it is masculine or feminine, we still use kinchit in the meaning of a small quantity, or kinchit samayaha diyate va. Is that right, or is it wrong? Like that.
I have to still check. That's why I didn't explain that point. So kashchana samayaha we should say, I think. though it is generating into avyaya, chana, but still kaha inside is remaining pullinga only. So otherwise we can say kashchana nari. Why can't we say, if that were an avyaya only, if that were meant to denote just anything simply, then we can say kashchana nari. We cannot say that, right? So kashchana kalaha only we should say. Kashchit kalaha, kashchana kalaha. Like that. I think so. I have to still, I mean, I didn't collect examples for this point. I didn't make any study. I don't want to talk in the air like just like that. I don't want to talk. So for now, yes, we should say kashchana kalaha, kinchit jalam. Okay. So kachana mala, like that. It looks like somebody else. One more about kinchit and kashchit. One more small clarification I want to give. I'll not take long. We will say ekasmin grame. Okay. Ekaha purushaha asit. Okay. In a village, there was a person. So we try to translate that a. Okay. But in fact, in English, a does not mean one. A means some. Okay. So some, like one of the good grammar, good Sanskrit scholars had corrected me when I was also using ekaha, ekam, all that. Then he said, Sanskrit does not give ekaha. Just observe. Ekaha in that sense of some is not very popular in Sanskrit. It's not idiomatic. So try to use kashchit. Okay, kasminchit grame kaschana purushaha asit. Instead of ekasmin grame ekaha purusha. So this eka word is very irritating according to the idiom of Sanskrit. So don't try to use it much. Instead, you can use this chitchana. It will look very beautiful and very idiomatic. Okay, so that is one more thing.
So Bhagini, will you still look this up and clarify for sure in the next class that the kinchit, or should we take it as final what you have said today?
You can take it final. If there is any change, I will tell you. But for now, you can take it as final. Otherwise, there is no meaning for having all these linga words with chit and chana. Didn't I say all the 45 forms of kim are going to have the chit chana? Why 45 forms? Then we can use only one. Isn't it? For bahuvachana also they say kinchit, kinchit. Huh? So that is not proper. They are like, that is no why the people say like that. It's because of the effect of our mother tongue and English language. Mother tongue, Hindi and English, all these affect a lot. For South Indians, I'm saying. Okay. So they are trying to translate that idea into Sanskrit, which will not fit. That is not proper. So always look for what does Sanskrit have in it. What does Sanskrit have in her to say this expression? Okay, so that we should be able to find. So chit, chana, kashchit. So if it's a pullinga word which you are wanting, then please use pullinga with chana, chit. And if you want strilinga, then say some with strilinga. Some woman came. In English, ye jalta hai. But kinchit stri agatavati. We cannot say that. Isn't it? If it were true, kinchit kalaha, if it were allowed, then kinchit stri also should be allowed. Kinchit purushaha. Why kinchit purushaha? We laugh. Hey, why kinchit purushaha? How can it go? We know that it's wrong. So kashchana kalaha is right, not kinchit kalaha or kinchana kalaha.
But normally in this, while speaking that spoken Sanskritam, what I have observed is not in the meaning of somebody or someone, or not in that sense, but in the sense of a little. That quantity, that a little, when we say we use kinchit. So that is where my doubt is.
Yeah, little and some in the same sense. Give me some water. Give me little water.
Kinchit.
Isn't it? So it will apply. Whatever be the place of application in English, in Sanskrit it is going to be, or the same linga will be retained. Please retain it.
Okay, Bhagini, dhanyavadaha.
Arohan, past tense. Udyanasya antarbahich andavishya pratah sayam cha pushpani amayat.
Yes, Bhagini. Should I translate?
Yes, please.
Yes. Udyanasya antaha bahihi cha amra vrikshaha arohan.
Arohan, correct.
Arohan. Mango trees grew inside and outside the garden or grove.
Correct. The mango trees grew inside and outside the garden. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. Right. So we will call next Praveen Bhrata. Praveen Kulkarni Bhrata. Yuyam pratah sayam cha pushpani anayata.
यूयं प्रातः सायं च पुष्पाणि आनयत. You all brought flowers in the morning and in the evening.
Pardon, I missed it. Please come back.
You brought flowers in the morning and in the evening.
Okay. You bring flowers in the morning and the evening. Correct. Correct.
Anayat, no?
Anayata.
Anayata. It's a past tense, no?
Anayata is a past tense and Madhyam Purusha Bahuvachana. Okay.
Yeah.
Yuyam. It goes with Yuyam. So please don't say Anayat. Say Anayata. Because
Anayata.
Word and normal Alanta less word. Okay. That's
yeah. Right.
So I'm reading some messages. What Kanchana, does it mean gold or Avya? Good question. If it's a Pratipadika, it's gold. If it is Avyaya, if it is, then some lady, some woman, or some female feminine object. Okay. So that is one thing. And Kashchit Kanta Viraha Guruna. Kanta Viraha Guruna is one word. So my Gurudeva tells this joke. So someone was explaining Meghaduta. I said Kashchit Kanta. Then he said, stop. What is Kashchit Kanta? It should be Kachit Kanta, isn't it? So Kalidasa didn't write. So please listen. The Guru says, please listen completely at least before. Kashchit Kanta. No, stop. Kashchit Kanta cannot go. Stop it. So Kanta Viraha Guruna. So it is one word. It's like one samasa, Krishnadas ji. Okay. Then Re implies hey angrily, where Aye implies lovingly. Is it correct? I don't find it so. Re chataka savadhana manasa. It may imply some nearness, or like for smaller kids we say re. And Aye is a normal, like it's not, at least lovingly it's not. No, I didn't find it so. Okay, so re chataka savadhana manasa mitram kshanam shruyatam. Like that word, like the shloka, padya is there, na? So no, it's not like that. And
this anayata is a lot lakar.
Lot lakara madhyam purusha.
Okay.
Yes. Strilinga and pullinga bahuvachana. No. Kachana and kashchana. Kachana is singular, kashchana is plural. Okay, right. So next we will go ahead with the next student, Lata Bhagini, Lata Vidyaranya.
भगिनी एक संशयः एतत् वाक्ये उद्यानस्य अन्तः बहिः च आम्रवृक्षाः आरोहन् यदा बहिः पदं उपयोगः कुर्मः चेत् उद्यानात् it should come, no? Bahihi uses Panchami, we have heard. Udyanasya nahi na agachati kila.
Udyanasya is preceded by, like, is followed by Antaha immediately. Okay, until here,
Okay.
like it is sitting. Antah Bahishcha Sarvam Vyapya is left, isn't it there? So Bahi came as after Antaha. So I don't think it's so much. If it were like Udyana Bahihi Antaha, if you say, then it will be a problem. Then you should say Udyana. Good question. Point.
Okay, Bhagini.
Yes. As far as I know, Shashti, like another thing, I don't cut all the points with this, but there is something called Vivaksha. Like the impression of the speaker, sometimes they use it Maybe Shashti is also allowed for Bahihi, Udyanasya Bahihi, Udyanat Bahihi. I'm not sure whether it can be extended for this. Okay, but this is the explanation, isn't it? Udyanasya is immediately followed by Antaha. It's not followed by Bahihi, so it's okay. Huh? Right.
Okay. अवगतम् इदानीं वाक्यम् आकाशे नक्षत्राणि नक्तं राजन्ति दिवा कुत्र भवन्ति the stars shine in the night in the sky during daytime where are they diva kutra bhavanti correct is it?
Not correct. I will change it. Okay. So where
Okay.
are they is the right one. Okay. Nice.
Okay.
So again, see, Naktam is also at night. Okay, at night. So Devadattah Divana Bhukte Tatartha Naktam Bhukte iti. So Naktam at he doesn't eat night, but he eats at night. Okay. So that at is there in that word.
Dhanyawad.
I want to call other names who did not raise hands, okay? Please, because some people are always like silent and I don't like it. So I'm calling other names. Vidya Bhagini, Vidya.
Ram Bhagini. Vayam punaha gramam gachama. We all go to the village again.
We go to the village again, right? We all go to the village again. Correct. Very good.
Thank you.
Oh, we are not doing the linga, this vachana change. I don't think it's any more required. We have practiced it enough. Till 14 exercises we practiced it. So now we will leave it. Okay. We will just translate. I also forgot. Otherwise, I would ask change the vachana and all. But now on, we'll just go like that. Okay. Since you have all practiced it. Next, Raja Raman Rata. Are you able to unmute? Okay. Vijay Bhrata. Vijay SIEW. Please be ready, everyone. I'm calling randomly all the other names also. Nanda Naresh Bhagini.
Mahishaha Shanaihi Charanti Vrishabhastu Shigram. The buffaloes graze slowly, but oxen are fast.
Vrishabhastu oxen are fast. Right. The buffaloes graze, oxen are fast. Correct. Okay. So there is a question now. They are saying Gachama. Yes, Gachamaha is we go, but Gachama is lot lakara. Yes, correct observation. I missed it. I was more involved in other things, so I could not concentrate on this. Yes, it's a good point. Thank you so much for bringing it to notice. So I'll change it. Let us go to the village. Okay. So it's the lot lakara. Uttama Purusha Bahuvachana. Okay, so Gachama. Next sentence. Prakash Mohini.
Namaste. Aham haya chalchitram apashyam. Chalachitram apashyam. Yesterday, I saw a movie.
Yes, yesterday I saw a movie. Right. Yesterday. Good. Then Jayam Krishna Bhagini.
Shwaha Matre Patram Likha. Shwaha tomorrow. Matre patram. Patram is a letter. Lika is Tvam Lika. No, you write. Matre, write on time?
Matre, no, no,
No,
no.
mother.
Matre is
No, mother.
oh, matre, oh, mother. Oh, matre, matra, matre, matraya. Okay, matre, matra, matre. Fourth vibhakti.
Yeah. Okay.
Fourth vibhakti, matra, third one will be matre. So you write letter to mother tomorrow.
Okay. Right. Very good. Write a letter to mother tomorrow. Correct.
Thank you.
Good. So yeah, Abhijit Bhrata, Pandavaha Vane Chiram Avasan.
The Pandavas lived for a long time in the forest.
Pandavas. What did you say? What verb? What you used?
Lived.
Lived. Let us use reside. Reside
Okay.
in the forest. They lived in the forest is okay, but
Or even dwelt. The Pandavas dwelt in the forest for a long time.
Okay, right. So Pandavas lived in the forest or dwelt. I'll change it. Okay. I'll make a note of it. Otherwise, I'll miss it while making changes. So one is lived, one is go. So that Gachama part we should.
Just a question. If I add the prefix su to chiram, will it change the meaning?
Suchiram. Fairly long. So whenever added, it changed to like more. Like if even for negative, it is like sudushkaram. They say, what is sudushkaram? Dushkaram, do is bad, isn't it? Sudurlabha.
So it's like very in English.
Like correct. Yeah. Suchiram is very much long and longer time. It just adds to that. More in the sense like. Good, very good. Panchanagam sir. Gauri Gayati.
You
hear me?
Yes. I can hear. Yeah.
Gauri sings. You should keep quiet. Tushnim Bhavata.
You should keep quiet. Yeah, you keep quiet. That's all.
You
There
keep
is
quiet.
So Bhavata. Right. It will be Bhaveta, isn't it? If it were potential.
Right. Yeah. You keep quiet. Okay.
Just be silent.
Right. I have a question. I think I figured out, but still, let me get it clarified. Naktam is an avyaya, correct?
Naktam is avyaya.
The previous one. I took it like a Dvitiya Vibhakti, which is wrong. So, yeah, okay.
So you remember we discussed about the Vibhakti Mulaka Avyayas.
Right.
So many I found. I was for making some prahelika. I was just searching for the ending words. Adhastat, Uparishtat, Purastat. All these were the avyayas. Like
Avyayas, yeah.
they were ending in like looking like Panchami, but they are not.
Right.
Okay.
Because if it is Dvitiya, then the meaning should slightly change. But Naktam is indeclinable. That I verified it, but I wanted to clarify with you. That's all. Thank you. Dhanyavada. This is interesting class because you are applying whatever we learned in writing sentences. So whatever you learn, grammar and all this, no good until you start writing on your own and doing something. So this is very exciting. Thank you.
I really like the gradedness and taking one topic and making sentence. I know personally I tried to do it and how difficult it is. I know to stick to that. Whenever we make sentences, something like falls apart, like something out of it comes, some wrong happens. But they have designed it in such a way and they have brought so much variety in the subjects. No sentences are repeating, no ideas are repeating. See, they are not reusing the words or ideas anywhere. They're just bringing in new things. Nice experience even I am having. Okay, so next sentence we will call Annie Mary Bhagini. Chhatraha kalam vritha amanayata. No, I didn't unmute you.
Namaste.
Yeah, namaste.
Chhatraha kalam vritha manayat. The students don't lead the students. Vritha is what?
Waste. Vritha is like, yeah, waste.
Kalam is don't waste the time of, don't waste your time. Don't lead the students
like,
waste their time.
Spend. Ma nayata. Ni naya is there, right? It's to lead the time, to spend the time, kind of. Okay. Do not waste.
There is, Bhagini, there is nashyata. I see the word in one print.
Nashyata is there. I checked it.
Nayata.
It was nayata only.
Would nashyata also be okay there?
No. Some sound is coming. Please mute somebody's side. Nayata. My book is Nayata.
Okay. Some printing nashyata. I saw. That's okay. Would nashyata also fit in there? Ma nashyata, don't lose. Don't lose. It's that way. Perhaps it would be appropriate. Don't lose time.
No, Kala and Nasha don't go together.
Okay.
That's a different idea. It's not so in Sanskrit.
Okay. Nayata.
Yapanam, Nayanam is more like suitable verbs for this. Okay.
Okay. Dhanyavad.
Then, GP Ravi Brata. GP Ravi. Alam Vishadena.
Don't be scared. Don't worry.
Don't worry.
Guroho Ashisha Vipat Nashyati. By the bless of Guru, all the difficulty will go off.
Difficulty will go off. So, no, Nashyati, not will go off, goes off. Okay?
Perishes. Goes off.
Any letters, okay. So, Ashisha is by the blessings, I think.
Blessings. Thank you.
Of worry, with the Guru's blessings, calamities perishes. Calamity perishes. Okay, Vipati took as this. Adversity, misery, difficulty, whatever word is suitable, you can use it. Okay. In exam, always take the advantage of writing. Like if you want to write some synonyms and all, you can use slashes or brackets, or somewhere you can put it that you know you are aware of those words also. Okay, like that, give some hint in the exam, right? Good. Okay, now we are going to translate into Sanskrit. Now we have English sentences and we will do it into Sanskrit. Ganesh Bhrata. Mother, I too shall now go with Rama.
Mata. Aham. Mata.
Mata is the Prathama Vibhakti. What is the Sambodhana?
Matre. Mate.
Matah.
Oh, okay. Matah. Okay, Matah. Aham.
Malayatakshi. In that it comes Matah Namami. So Matar Namami. That is. So by that you Matah.
Okay. Matah. Aham api Ramena saha gacchami.
Aham api Ramena saha gacchami. I too shall now. Now.
Ataha. Idanim.
Idanim. Okay, here. Okay, aham api Ramena saha idanim gacchami. Okay.
Idanim gacchami.
Should it not be future tense? Beginning?
Now.
Because I shall.
Yes, but
So, idanim gavishyami.
It's now is there is one answer. Second is that in Sanskrit na this sorry, Vartamana Kala is used in the sense of Bhavishyat Kala lot of times. Okay, so we can say that or not, it's okay. And one more in the question chat also somebody is asking it is like in the calamity perishes, in that will go away. Yes, we can say that, yes, but your marks will get cut. The problem with this is the teacher will think that you did not know to rightly translate it. That's why put it in bracket. Okay. So put it in idiomatic expression, you can put it in bracket, but always go word by word while working out translations, because it's an exercise for your language knowledge, not for the idiom knowledge. Okay. So better go for this one. Idiom is a part of language, I agree. But if it is beating, if there is a clash between the word to word meaning and idiomatic meaning, then put it in bracket. Yes, will work. I don't say it will not work, but the teacher will not take it properly. If I were the teacher, I will not take it correctly. I will think student did not know it. Okay. So as a personally, I am telling you, I don't know if all teachers will feel like that, but personally, I feel like that.
One more question on the meaning of nayata. I thought it sounds more like a spend or move. So can you say, do not spend time useless? Vrita is like a useless, right? Something waste. So, I mean, we are high level translations, don't waste the time. But if we want to be exactly close enough, ma nayata, do not spend your time uselessly, something like that.
Yes,
because because the other person said nashyata is more like a destroying your time, right? Nashyata.
But it is nashayati. It cannot be nashyati, isn't it? Nashyata is not going to fit into that also. That is one more thing. Nashaya, it will go into causal, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. So you like nashyata means you all perish. Like that, the meaning will come. It will not be like kalam. So it will not. It cannot take the karma. There is no capacity in nashyata to take karma. Okay.
Of course, in English you can say kill the time, but it doesn't work that way.
Yes. So I said when I was telling the translation, I said, but in the sentence it is written like that. Okay. In the sentence they have written like that, but I'll correct it. No problem. Yes, spend I have used that. So spend or lead. Take, all these words are there for ninaya. There are many words. It's a big verb. It's a very big verb. Many like meanings are there for that. So in this we will take spending. Yeah. So this we have completed. Lakshmana told, I think this is one sentence. Lakshmana told Sumitra das, but here they gave us two sentences. Okay, anyway, we'll take it as separate sentence. Krishna das bhrata. Krishna das bhrata.
Lakshmana told Sumitra this. Atha Lakshmana Sumitra Mahoday.
Atha, no, not atha. Thus. Evam. Okay. Evam Lakshmana Sumitram avadat. Sumitram, sorry. Sumitram evam avadat. Well tried. Well tried. So next, Kala Hegde. Kala Bhagini. You can answer. How did Brahma create the universe? Okay, sorry. Yeah. Now you can speak.
Yeah, namaste. How did Brahma create the universe? I don't know. I'm getting
Srij. Dhatu is Srij. To create is Srij.
Srij, is it? Okay. Brahma is the word, is it? I have to use? Okay. Brahma Katham universe is Prithvi. Is it Prithvi? No, not Prithvi.
Vishwam or Brahmandam?
Brahmandam. So Brahma Katham Brahmandam Sruja. Is it? No.
Dhatu. Dhatu is Srij, but what will the form be? Did create.
How did? Okay. Asrujati. Is it? Asrujat. Okay. Yeah, sorry. Asrujat. Right.
So
Prapancham. Okay.
Prapancham, but not Prapancham. Prapancham will not sit good. We will say Vishwam or we will say Brahmanda. Okay?
Brahmanda. Okay. Thank you.
Then Annapurna Bhagini. Annapurna A. Why do you scold your brother? Tell me, Bhagini. Annapurna Bhagini, you are not able to unmute. Did I unmute you? Okay, fine. Okay, Krishna Veni Bhagini.
Hold your brother. Katham brother can
Brother, Brata, Sodara, Anuja, somebody. Yeah.
Anuja, Agraj.
I mean, yeah, it's not specified there, but I am saying you generally scold your younger brother.
Agraja. Anujaga. Kyom. Holding. Reprimand.
Scolding is like Bharja, Tarja. No, not Bharja.
Tarjadi. Tarjadi.
Tarjayati.
Kyom. Anujam Tarjadi.
Ninda.
You were from Kimartham.
Putaha Kimartham. What did you use for why? I missed it.
No. Hindi, sorry. Kimartham only. Kimartham Anujam Nindadi.
Nindasi is a very big. Nindasi is very bad, like it's a very high level of like reproaching, censuring kind of. But it is just scolding, right? So Tarjayasi is okay.
Tarjayadi is only, Nindadi usually it comes, no?
It's very
your brother. From
Kimartham. Okay. Why do you scold? So why is Kimartham, Putaha, both kept.
Putaha.
Okay. Right. Child, where did you fall? K. Sitaramanji. K. Sitaraman.
Child, where did you fall? He Vatsah. Tvam Kutra Padati.
Tvam you said.
Tvam.
And past tense. Past tense also.
Madam?
Past tense.
Past. Apadatta.
Apatat is Prathama Purusha. Now we have, so we need Madhyama Purusha Ekavachana.
Apatasi.
Apataha.
Oh, sorry. Apataha.
You are near. You are very near. I could understand that you knew it. Tvam Kutra
Dvam Avartam.
Apataha.
Namaskara. Thank you. Dhanyavad.
Wait. Then Nataraja Pushpavanamji, you can speak. Afterwards, how did you come home?
Tvam. Tvam griham. Katam agachan.
How did you come home? Come home is?
Griham. Agachan.
You come home. You.
Tvam griham katam afterwards. Agachan.
How did you come home? Agacha. Sorry. Come isn't it? Agacha.
Ma'am, the last thing is kimartam. You said kutaha. No, kutaha is from where is it?
I told you last class. Kutaha also means why. The taha always means like because of and both, like from. Because of and from both. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. Thank you.
Because of what will be the like implication.
Sure.
Bhagini, can we use agataha also?
That's what Kridanta, isn't it?
Yeah, all right.
That's Kridanta. Agataha is Kridanta. Use Kridantas where you have no option, or one idea I will give you, where there are like, here you can use, I think, because Anadyatana Bhutakala we use lang lakara. So this is Anadyatana Bhuta only. Now this is Adyatana Bhuta only. So we can use Agataha. There we can use Kridantas because we don't know the lung lakaras, isn't it? Lung Samanya Bhuta, lung we don't know. That's why we can use it. No problem, it's okay. Agataha is also
Dhanyavada.
Bhagini, can we use paschat instead of paschat, tadanantaram also?
No, tataha we can say. Why tadanantaram?
After that, afterwards.
Tataha is very simple. Actually, paschat is not very idiomatic. We can say tataha.
Tataha, okay.
Ma'am, gadaha gada kridam is karmani prayoga, no? Ikta pratyaya.
You mean gata, that shabda?
So gadaha he said, no?
Yes, that is kartari also.
Karmani is kartari, no?
Gatyarthaka sabda karta, artha also for kta pratyaya. They are allowed.
Yes, for some it used to come. Okay.
In some dhatus it is used in the kartari sense also.
Kartari as well as karmani. But we used to use it mainly in karmani.
Karmani, yes, in other places it is karmani, but for gatyarthakas and jnanarthakas, I think. For both places it can be karta.
Okay.
Yeah. Next. PGG. Therefore, one should move carefully in the night.
Ataha. Ratrau. Ataha ratrau.
Not ratrau, naktam.
Ataha naktam. Sorry, I don't know how to translate move carefully.
Okay, let me see what's written here. Ataha ratrau savadhanataya sancharet. Savadhanataya or savadhanam is also okay. Savadhanena bhavet. Anena, no, that does not.
Apramado.
Apramattataya, it is also one this thing. Savadhan.
Become moving. Kalna.
Moving?
Kalna. Get. Chalati.
Sanchala, Sanchara. So, okay, Brahma, Ata, Braja. There are many like Ata you can take. I think if I were there, I would take Ata. Move like.
Mera? Jagarukataya, can we use?
So that is what Savadhanam and Apramatta is good Sanskrit.
Good.
Jagarukata is not. It's like translated from our language.
Okay, madam. Savadhanate, one more word, madam.
Apramatta. Apramatta.
Yes.
Once I saw a tiger in the forest with Madhavi Bhagini. Madhavi Bhagini.
Namaste. Ekada vane vyaghram pashyami.
Apashyam. Okay.
Apashyam.
Vyaghram apashyam. So here instead of ekam vyaghram, we can say what we can say. You tell.
I thought vyaghram was enough instead of saying ekam vyaghram.
But if you want to say, we will say kanchit or kanchana vyaghram. Okay. Like
Kanchana vyaghram, because this vyaghram is in Dvitiya, we are using kanchana, is it?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
This is also aham also wrong. Here we should have anuswara, not makara. Okay, that also.
And is it necessary to say aham always when this?
Oh, not at all actually. No, it's not necessary.
Ekada vanam kanchan vyagram apashyam is enough?
That's all.
Okay.
I don't use aham much. I didn't see also in Sanskrit. Unless it's very very important, then we say.
Okay. And Mahodaya, I've also wanted to know, I am actually not studying for this Anuvada Pradeepa. So I do not have any textbook with me. So if I just look at the slides and practice these sentences, will it be enough for my knowledge of Sanskrit?
Yes, it is enough. I have everything in the book is there on the slides.
Okay.
And you have more also. What I have prepared also I have given, right? So you take the parts of like the sentences parts and take it as a portion from the book. Okay.
It is much more than the book, madam. Book I am having.
Okay.
Yes.
But
I'm really enjoying your classes, Mahodaya. Thank you so much. I mean, I used to always get scared of learning Sanskrit, but after attending your class, I'm so interested. I don't like to miss your classes at all.
So much. Thank you.
Bhagini, the exam will be mostly from the book, or they write their own questions?
I didn't observe that. I have to look at the question papers and I have to cross check.
Because if they have their own words, our vocabulary is so limited, it will be difficult to translate. So
even in this book also, in the sentences, when they give English words, we are sometimes lost. I'm finding that difficulty myself also. Like what the author has in his mind, if he gives a sets of words and makes sentences from them, that would have really helped. Like this book, the same book with the vocabulary. Okay, so that should have been enough, but that would have helped. I mean, that should have helped to remove this thing. But it did have anyway, no problem. Like it's like October Bhagya most of the time. I'm exams myself. Okay, what they will give, we don't know. How to write, we don't know. If it will correct or wrong until the result comes, we'll only have the ankas. We don't know if it is whole life. It will remain a question whether it was right or wrong. That's a big question. I don't know. I'll try to find out from you can ask. I will ask myself. I'll ask Venkatanna and I'll get the clarification because they have been conducting the exams from long time. They know the question papers, patterns and all. So I'll try to find it out from him. Okay.
I mean, there are some model questions and answers, but it looks like they changed the syllabus this year. So we don't have any past year kind of questions and answers and all this.
Okay. And when they give for the question paper making also, if they give this book and ask the question paper setter to set according to the book, then it will be very good. Like they'll pick up the sentences from randomly from the book and they'll put it. Otherwise, they give the only the like topics and then they want to make questions. We don't know how they make the question paper. We don't know the idea.
Yeah. Language is always challenging, you know. I mean, whether it is Sanskrit, Tamil, or English, they always come up with their own. The teachers are very tough. Some of them you will get only C or something like that. So.
Especially when it is translation, that's even more challenging because there are two languages. Oh, many clashes come.
Right.
Like will, usage of will, shall.
Right.
You see how much difficulty we are facing right now in this lesson. When I say kutaha, it is because of it. We are not aware of those small details, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's very difficult.
Dhanyavada.
Okay. Next sentence. Pola Subbarao, sir. Then I boldly threw a stone at it. Okay, Sudha Bhagini. Yes.
Bhagini. ततः अहं धैर्येण शिलाम् आक्षिपम्.
Good. Wow, very like quick and this. Okay, Tadani Maham Dhairyena. At it we missed Tasyopari.
Tasyopari Shilam Akshipam.
Yeah, Ekam is not required because Shilam itself means one Shila. So we not be so specific with A and the and all those things. The keeps on coming in English like everywhere the comes. Are we translating it? We are not translating. Why should we translate A? In the same way, okay. So Ekam is not required. Tasyopari we missed. Rest is all fine. There you know, Shilam. Very good. Yeah.
Dhanyavadaha.
Then Manasvi Bhagini. When will you return from the village?
Namo Namaha. When will you return? I'm telling. Kada gramat tvam pratyagachasi.
Very good. Yuyam. Will you, okay, plural they took. Yuyam kada gramat agamishyati.
You, here I took tvam.
Yes, I understood. That's okay. Sentence. Because they did not specify you singular or you plural. They did not specify here. So,
okay. Tvam kada gramat agamishyasi, I said. Okay.
Pratyagamishyasi, that is even more good. Okay.
Yeah, return.
Yes. Even more better.
Dhanyavadaha.
Bhagini, I have one question on the previous slide.
Okay.
Instead of Tasyopari, can we use Saptami Vibhakti like
Tasmin best.
Dhairyena Tasmin Ekam Shilam Akshipam.
I was about to say that actually. Tasmin should be good. I mean, I somehow like I'm not very fan of this true translations. Okay, upon, on, all this. So Tasmin is good.
Dhanyavada.
Mahodaya, in the previous slide, for that sentence, then I boldly threw a stone at it. Is it necessary to use tadanim or can we say tada?
No, tataha is good. Then tataha is good. Not tadanim is okay. Like tadanim, tada, both are okay.
Okay.
Anything. Three we can use. Tataha, tadanim, tada. All the three.
Dhanyavad.
So next sentence I'll ask Ashok Bhrata. Kashmira Pure Kaschana Vidwan Abhavat.
In Kashmir town, one wise person was there, or he was there. in Kashmir town, one wise person was there.
There was a certain scholar. Okay, fine, right, correct. Some wise person. Good translation.
Thank you for calling me. Actually, I am feeling somewhat afraid of consulting because of less vocabulary, I should say.
Oh, okay. No problem. Next, Shyamala Bhagini. Saha Shastranam Pravachanena Granthanam Rachanaya cha Ajivat.
Namaste, Bhagini.
Namaste.
English.
Yeah.
From the discourse of Shastras and Granthas.
One moment. I think we have entered into another exercise.
Yeah, 17. Abhyasa 17 it is.
Oh my. So let us stop here. Translate it English. I'm sorry. One more sentence we went ahead. So we'll stop here. That's what I was thinking. Wow, the sentence we should have got completed. Why are they coming more? I didn't observe this number. Okay, and this language also changed. Okay,
Agrima Kaksham Vadami Bhagini.
Yes, Bhagini, Shamla Bhagini. I'm sorry. Okay. So I called your name and did not let you say it. I'm sorry. Please.
Dhanyavada.
Please raise your hand in the beginning of the next class. I will call you. Okay.
Bhagini, the class is so interesting. You forgot the time.
Yes, that's what. I lost the track of the exercises also that I should be completing. Yes. So yes, it's very interesting for me. And let me quickly see the chat. There were some points that were made. So one point to all the students: if you are not ready to answer, like when I say I'm going to call randomly your names, then please leave a message in the chat that I'm not able to speak right now, or I'm involved in some work, but I'm listening to it and all this. If you'll write in the beginning itself, then I won't call your name. Okay. So write in the chat to me directly or in the everyone message. Okay. That is one good thing. Then I will be aware of your like this. Okay. And then next thing. Talking. Right. So next is alam nishedharthe khalu atra. Yes, alam is always a nishedhartha and it's very difficult to translate it. So that's why we say enough in English. Okay, enough is a good translation, and we cannot translate the trutiya, which will be along with it. Okay, so that never happens. Alam nishedharthe in that. So chaturthi vibhakti paryaptarthe. No, not paryaptartha. It's like tadarthya. Tadarthya chaturthi vachya. That is this thing saying. And create is rachayati is a very good word, but sruj is more better, I think. Sruj is better. Racha is also good. Vishwam rachayati, it is there in Sanskrit. I came across that. So it's okay. You can use it. Then Prabhanjam, I missed it, the context. Jagat. Okay, Jagat is also good. Jagat, Vishwam and all. They are good translations. Then Jagarukataya, I explained. Tat Paschat is also okay. Good translation only. Or Tataha, Tada, Tataha, then it should be good. Krodhasi can be used for scold. No, Krudhyasi. Krodhasi, there is no word. Okay, Krudh Dhatu goes in with it is there in fourth Gana and it will take Ya, Kridhyasi. Okay, so that will be the form. But it is not for scold. Like Krudh is to get angry. If you get angry, you don't speak also. Okay, so it's not only resultant in the scolding. So scolding will involve some words. Okay, so that is Tarja word is there in Sanskrit. Okay, we'll use it.
Isn't it more like a grudge, like krodha means it's really not angry, but hatred?
Krodha, hatred.
Because there's the first krodhat bhavati sammoha, sammohat bhavati brahmshaha, brahmsat buddhinashaha, right? I mean, if you maintain grudge against somebody.
So there are two levels. If you are like the Shastric meaning in that Bhagavad Gita context you have taken, and in general also, like yes, you can take, I think, both. In the normal meaning that comes to our mind is anger only, prathamika. We can check koshas for further meanings. And the context, of course, context. Okay, that will the first thing. That will be the first thing. Okay. For why kuta could be used. Yes, kutaha could be used. Yes. So I completed the chat messages, and now I see question answers. Difference between atha, tataha, tadani. Atha is like we use in the starting. Okay. So we don't use like after telling some events, we don't say atha. Okay, atha in the beginning looks good. Mostly I saw atha in the beginning. Tataha is like then, and tadanim is specifically at that time. Tataha means after one event this happened. But tadanim is when I went to his house, he was eating. So at that place you can use tadanim. Then you don't say tataha, he was eating. Okay, so I can say I went to his house, then I went to her house. So tataha aham. So from his house I went to her house. So there I can use tataha. So it can be of both places. This is the application of it. And tadanantaram is not very good usage. I didn't find it in Sanskrit. Mostly anantaram is not a very good word in Sanskritam. Okay, in our language we use. And then one more question. Alam vishadena. Yes, stop worrying is another. Thus we have already discussed bhavanuvada and shabdanuvada. Okay. So it's like what you say is a bhavanuvada, and alam vishadena, enough of worrying is a shabdanuvada. So we say enough of worrying. So enough by worrying we don't say. But Sanskrit is saying enough by worrying. Okay, that is the true translation. Okay. And difference between atha, tataha, tadanim, I told. Right. Now we were about to clarify opposed to past tense. Okay.
Bhagini, just now mentioned Tritiya, right? Alam bayena atmayone. So alam is used with Tritiya, right? Okay.
Alam is used with Tritiya, always Tritiya. And there is one more also, I think Chaturthi or somewhere it comes, but it comes in a slightly different sense. Okay. It comes, I did not make correct study of it. I'll make study and give you examples for that when time permits. Okay.
That is enough in the sense, I think,
in the enough, it will come in Trutiya. Enough, it will come in Trutiya.
No, like one famous sentence is there, Mallaha Mallaya Alam.
For enough, see here also it's enough, na? So Mallaha Mallaya Alam is okay, I'm aware, but for him, so it's not enough is in this sense, enough is to do stop. Enough in stopping sense and enough in paryaptam sense. Okay, that was the meant by, maybe now
paryaptam in the sense that person is for fighting with the another.
Okay. The paryaptam sense.
Is capable. Yes.
Right. Fine.
Thank you.
Fine. Perfect. Okay. So that is one thing. And example for atha is atha prathamodhyaya atha.
Yeah.
Okay, that like that. Okay, so but it also says in the Shastra, it says after certain studies we go to another 3 times, right? So when we open Bhagavad Gita, for nowadays we open Bhagavad Gita as a beginner also, but those days it was like Prasthana Trayi, so they would complete certain parts and then they will open Bhagavad Gita, then Atha Bhagavad Gita Prathamodhyaya and all that. So Atha is also then, but it's a very bigger then. This then is not a small Sangatana, small event based then, but it's a big event completed, then the second one. So that one. Athato Brahma Jignasa. So that one. So it's a very big opening, right? Opening line for a very big then. So after the Vedas, after the Upanishads, Puranas, what all the course has completed, then you go to Brahma Sutras. There he says Atha. So Atha in the beginning, it's a Shubharthaka and there are many meanings. You can check Kosha for that. Okay, you can check the Aptes Kosha also gives some sentences like for many words he gives sentences, for some rare words he doesn't. So you can always check Kosha, Aptes Kosha. Okay. So this is that. Okay, fine. To clarify between Kridanta as opposed to past tense, please clarify. So this I will just tell you. There are 3 kinds of past tenses in Sanskrit. I told before, like Paroksha Lit Lakara, which is like when we are not there, when we are not born, in Paroksha Kala, in Purana Kalas, etc. Lit Lakara. Then Anadyatana Bhutakala, which did not happen today, but day before yesterday, day before yesterday, and so much past. But what we are doing is that is Lang Lakara. Nowadays, what people are doing, they are using Lang Lakara for Adyatana also. Like for example, did you complete your eating? Did you finish your lunch? Shall we have the meeting? In that also, like right now I'm asking question and it is adyatana only, but still I ask in lang lakara. That is not proper. So what is proper? Samanya bhutakara is proper. That is lung lakara. But what is the problem with lung lakara? We don't know the forms. They are very tough. So that for that solution, as a solution for that, we can use kridantas. Is that it's my personal like outlook where we can use. But these days, what people are doing, they are replacing tingantas with kridantas, which is very dangerous for Sanskrit. Very dangerous, believe me. I don't use another word, but dangerous. Please remember, it's dangerous for knowledge. It's dangerous for application. It's dangerous for the future. For many, many things, it's going to be dangerous. Don't replace. Don't replace. But for this adyatana, anadyatana, you can remember that past tense and become sensible and use the past tense. So to avoid lung lakara, which is so called tough, but if you like, see, we all are raised in certain, what should we call, like, they're not even limitations, they are set margas. I mean, you don't look here, you don't look there, just look like this. Like the horse, which is like blindly it goes. Like that we are trained.
Prejudice.
We are becoming prejudice with certain usages. I didn't want to use that word, but yes, we are becoming. So that lung lakara is tough, is one great prejudice which have entered the people's minds. So if in fact we can revive the lung lakaras also by avadit and all those usages. In fact, our vyakarana adhyapakas, our acharyas, they used to use lung lakaras a lot. Like it would like appeal to the ears. It would look so beautiful to hear. I can't, like, we would horripilate with that happiness of that usages, you know. When they speak Sanskrit, when Vyakarana speaks Sanskrit, it's very beautiful. And somebody who has learned Kavya will be even more like, it was a like pleasant experience every day, like sitting in the class and listening to our acharyas was in Sanskritam we had our lessons. So those like using them will be very appealing to your ears, believe me. So don't overdo anything. Don't replace them. So where you feel like you did not suddenly get that tinganta, then only use kridanta. Okay, otherwise don't use it. Yes, kridanta is extensively used in Sanskrit language. I don't deny it. It's not very like unusual to use kridantas, but they did not overdo it. They did not use it in place of tingantas. So please, for anadyatana, use lang lakara. For the paroksha, like you are writing a story about Rama, for example. Don't use Ramahavanam agachat. Say Ramahavanam jagama. Okay. So Ramahavanam jagama. Then it will be look like natural Purana story. It will look okay like that. So this is the difference between tingantas and kridantas. Let me see. So no more questions. Chats. Okay, fine.
Madam, I could not put the question properly, madam. I have put one. Kaha, madam. Kaha cha. Kaha cha. It is equal in for strilinga and pullinga, madam. Kascha.
So ka ekavachana. Kaha is bahuvachana.
What I mean is for strilinga and pullinga. Both it comes kaha, no?
Kechana. If for pullinga, it comes kechana. Because in sarvanama, it changes.
Kaha
taute, kaha kauke. There only we have advantage in sarvanama.
No, strilinga and pullinga, madam. Kake, kaha. Kaha. Oh, okay, correct.
But form repeats like kaha kauke, ka ke kaha, kim ke kani. So ke twice.
Okay, madam.
We will see the context and we can easily understand.
Okay, madam. Thanks.
So, kechana mahile, we will say. Kechana naryau.
Kechana naryau. Correct, madam.
Kechana purushaha, we will say. Or kechana phale, we will say. Like
okay,
that.
madam. Yes, thank you, madam.
Modified noun, we will make it out.
Okay.
So let us stop. It's too much today. We went really like half an hour more. I'm stopping right now. So we'll do prarthana and we'll stop.
Volume korchungonepa. Enna korchungo.
स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तां न्याय्येन मार्गेण महीं महिषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् सर्वं श्रीरामार्पणमस्तु नमो नमः to all of you हरि ओम
Thank you for your time.
Thank you, madam.
धन्यवादः.
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 शुभरात्रि.
Thank you, ma'am. Subhash.
शुभरात्रिः.
धन्यवादः.